Hey guys, so this video this one's gonna be a tough one. I told myself when I was ready I would film this for you guys, and there's a lot of things that I haven't been totally upfront with, specifically because I wasn't necessarily ready, or did I know how to present what I'm about to talk about. So many things with my surgery are still so new, and I don't know if it's just because I'm like totally exhausted today. Those of you who don't know, I do have my own small company, and I have a couple small businesses that I own, and I spend a lot of time giving as much as I can to my clients, and a lot of my clients are online, and you know, a social media presence nowadays is really important, and just having that that connection with my clients, most of them being female, and a lot of them are struggling themselves with issues related to body image and their weight, and I feel like that's so much of the population. I can already tell this video is not going to be pretty. I'm like sitting in my bathroom, just in my my quiet space. My bathroom is like my favorite spot in my house because it's where I can just be alone in my bathtub and just kind of de-escalate everything that's gone on in my life. And by no means am I coming on here to necessarily complain and, you know, just talk about all my woes, but I do need to be transparent with you guys, as I've promised, and talk to you about the things that have legitimately gone on since the day of surgery, and you know, just struggles that I have kind of kept behind closed doors because I felt that they were my struggles, and I didn't necessarily want to put that on other people, specifically those of you who have given me this. There's gonna be waterworks tonight, guys. Like, I feel it. Like, I knew when it would be time to open up to you guys. Like, I knew that I would know when it was time to open up, and tonight's definitely the night. There's a couple areas of my life that, oh man, I'm just struggling. I'm struggling a lot with, and you know, I really want to talk about the biggest thing related to my surgery, and you know, things that have been going on with my weight. I experienced a 15-pound regain that you guys didn't know about, that I hid very well. And to be truthful with you, it was something that I was dealing with internally. I was ashamed of. I was kind of faced with all the same demons that I was prior to surgery with my addiction to food, and to some people that have never experienced it worded in such a way, addiction to food. Basically what I mean is, when I would go through something that was frustrating or causing me emotional stress, I would look to food to give me that instant gratification. It's like, well, I'm going through this, but I can go drive through and get whatever. And I had every excuse in the world as to why I gained my weight back and why it was totally normal. And, you know, people that are like, are you sure you want to eat that? Like, what are you doing? You know, I was like, oh, you know, I have to live a normal life. And the truth of the matter is you guys actually saw a video where I was at Disneyland, my last video, if you guys have watched it. You know, I was actually eating things that were not good, not only good for my body, but things that were actually hurting my body. You know, I was taking in a large amount of bread and sugar and basically things that were hurting me, but I was constantly just making excuses as to why it was okay, and I'll get back on track, and I'll get back on track. Well, specifically over Christmas, I ended up in the hospital with kidney stones, and that was a really big kind of just wake up for me, because I had never actually experienced anything like that before. I'd had bladder infections as a kid, but never to the point to where I was I was actually missing out on Christmas with my family because I had made myself sick. It was completely my fault in the sense of I was dehydrated, I was not nourished correctly, I was not taking my vitamins. You guys, social media is so easy to manipulate, and this brings me to another thing with you guys. I am overwhelmed with the amount of support that you guys give me because I don't deserve so much of it, and I mean that because you guys aren't seeing me cheat. You guys aren't seeing me, sit on the front porch steps with my bottle of whatever alcohol I'm drinking and, a pack of cigarettes that I've had because I don't want to deal with things. I'm too busy, and, I've got businesses here and I've got clients to meet and this and that, and you guys are just coming from this beautiful place of wanting to be a part of the transformation and feeling connected. And I really just want to not only apologize, but I want to fix my lack of communication and connection with so many of you guys that are embracing me and wrapping your arms around me in a way that I had never expected anyone to listen to what I had to say. And, when the regain hit the hardest and I started seeing those numbers go up, I just completely became a hermit. And, I would kind of stay away from social media, and I would stay away from the things that made me the happiest. I quit working out completely. There was no activity. And like I said, I knew that there would come a time when I would be able to talk to you guys about this, and I would be able to really share my heart and talk about what I've really been struggling with. And my biggest demon is loneliness, and just that acceptance that you guys give me is just the biggest sense of relief, because someone thinks out there that I'm valuable. And that's what so much of this journey is. So much of this transition is finding your true value. And this wasn't one of those things where I knew would be easy to get on here and tell you guys that I totally experienced regain. I experienced 15 pounds of regain. And, I climbed back up to 180. And I'm not saying that there's not this number that I want anyone to hold on to and think good or bad or indifferent. It's literally just what I had set goals for my body and weights that I had felt the best at for my body to actually carry a certain amount of body weight that I started to feel my best at. And now at 165, I feel my best here. I do so far. But I had climbed back up to 180. Nothing fit right. I just felt myself slipping further and further out of control. And it's just, I don't think I realized how much I struggle with loneliness. I don't think I realized how much I want to be loved. I know that I struggle with abandonment. I know I do. And even though it's been 7 years since my divorce, I still have nightmares about being left by my ex-husband because I got so heavy. And and was just in such a depressed place and such a dark place that, you know, in these dreams I have, you know, people just telling me that I deserved to be left and I deserved to be alone because, you know, I allowed myself to get so out of control, and even though it's been 7 years, I still struggle with that. And I think that we get to this place as people where we have these like appropriate like spans of time that we think people should be over things. And that to me is one of the most frustrating things to hear. Like if I have girlfriends that'll be like, you know, I haven't seen so-and-so in 3 or 4 years, but I still think about them. And why do I still hurt? I should be over them. There is no amount of time that we can give ourselves to be over something. That is a completely made up way of thinking. We're people. We have a memory bank throughout our lives that is a lifelong memories. And, you know, you're the only person that knows the pain that you are going through or have gone through. No one else is able to get inside your head in the way that you are and feel what you have felt. So for someone to say, you know, you should be over that by now, that's not true. You're gonna go back. You're gonna have waves. We all do it. You know, why do you think so oftentimes we go back to our exes, or we find ourselves talking to our ex, or at least I do, because we forget the bad. You know, like our brains work that way. We forget the bad and then we start missing everything that we had and forgetting what was going on in the moment. It's just waves of how we are as people. We're just, you know, we're all wired differently, and you know, sometimes I feel completely alone, and I feel that I'm never gonna have what my friends have with their husbands and their families. And, you know, am I ever gonna be able to have children? Ever? We all have a bag of rocks. Like, we all have a bag of rocks over our shoulder. You know, these are just my little pebbles. And I don't know why, but I just feel better already just talking to you guys, and because I know you're there, and I know you're gonna see this, and I know so many of you will connect to this. I know you will, because I see your comments, and I get your messages, and I get your you know, your follows on Instagram, and I see your DMs, and I will forever be thankful for the support that those of you who have reached out to me with your stories, you know, that you've given me, and your questions, and because this is just, it's so precious to me. Just this one-on-one that we have, or, you know, 1-on-5, however many people are with you. And, you know, this is a reality, is that regain is normal, but it sucks. And that's what it is. It's this, like, you feel like you're in control for so long. Like, you feel like you're like, aha, you know, I've had this surgery now and I've gotten my weight down to where I'm healthy. And then all of a sudden you completely let go of the rope and it slips out of your hands and you can't find it. And you're desperately trying to find it again. You're desperately trying to find that rope that kept you safe, because you don't want to go back there. You don't want to go back to that dark place where you hurt for so long. You're so afraid of going back there. That is why regain, even just 15 pounds, you know, other people are like, it's 15 pounds, it's no big deal. But every pound, to me, is painful, because it's taking me back somewhere that I never want to be again. Because of who I was and how I hurt when I was there. Not because of the number, but because of the dark place I was in my life. I never want to go back there again. do with the way I look. It has everything to do with how I hurt myself and the quality of life that I would have never had. That is why regain is so scary, because you are so afraid of going back somewhere that you were in so much pain. That's why you see, the people that I watch that talk about their regain, where's my tissue? It's like the other people talk about their regain, and I see it on their face. I know what they're talking about. It's because you are so afraid that you might go back there again, to the place where you had no control of anything. All you had control of was what tasted good, and that was it. You had control of your relationship with food in a way that satisfied you. And I think so many of us see how much we didn't have control of our lives, and now we're getting a second chance to make decisions that we wouldn't have otherwise made. I knew tonight when I sat down that it was gonna be hard, and it was gonna be, ugly crying and all that, you guys, but I want to continue to improve where I can and relax where I should. And just finding that healthy balance, you guys, is what I'm trying to do. Is just finding that healthy balance between, where I need to relax and let go, and where I need to push myself and, not be lazy. And there's just that fine line for so many people where they're just like, am I being lazy, or am I giving myself a well-deserved break? And for me, it's all laziness, because, we can always be improving. And so I appreciate you guys watching this and just hanging out with me while I just boo-hoo cried. And, I needed to talk to you guys about this experience. And, those of you who do pray, just pray for clarity and just guidance. And, and if you guys have any prayer requests, feel free to put them in the comment section below, or just go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. I'll link it right in here, and send me a direct message. And just if you have any prayer requests, and that gives me, because I want to be able to be praying for you guys and to love on you in a way that you've given me just this amount of love and grace and kindness from so many of you guys. And there's so many times I just feel completely unworthy, and I want to be praying for you too, and I want to be able to connect with you guys in a way that is truly coming from my heart, because at the end of the day, you guys have stayed closer to me than people that have been texting me, even friends that I've had for years. You guys have been here through a very, very vulnerable place in my life, and I just want to be able to give that love back to you and stay connected with you guys. I love you guys. I'm gonna go to bed, wash my face, and I'll see you guys in my next